Oh, I can adjust the camera. Good, very good. Okay. First of all, jar of honey, which is apparently a sell item now. All right, so there are a ton of new Pokemon to catch in the wild area. I am going to focus in specifically on the ones I want to use for my team. A note: the large Pokemon you're seeing wandering around are strong. If you try battling one and it seems like you're in over your head, try to run. Run like the wind. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. Cooking at your camp can restore HP to your Pokemon. Pokemon have fainted and camp out. Okay. Visit tree berries to collect plenty of berries who can make her interesting. Yeah, let's get ourselves some berries. So lots of new mechanics to learn. Yeah, let's see how many we can get. Oron berries, Pecha berries. We've got, yeah, how many more can we get? 8 berries on the ground. Okay, I get it. So you shake it until something falls out. Now, the real question is this like a gambling thing where, like, if you shake it too many times, like, you lose all the berries you were trying to collect? Or is it just like you eventually have to battle something if you did not mean to do that? But Yamper using Tail Whip is still adorable, so can't complain too much. I guess we're gonna find out if I lose the berries, because that seems kind of mean, I guess, or less generous than what I expect from this game usually. But, you know, who knows what I'm supposed to expect from this game. A lot of biting each other happening in this battle. Ah, damn it. 2 cherry berries, 2 Pecha berries. All right. So they take some of the berries if you encounter stuff. This is good to know. So maybe do not shake the trees too many times. Let's see what else we got. This looks interesting. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. So that's basically where the max raid battles can spawn, but they're not always active. A lot of Wingles out today. Now I'm going to take a quick break to see what Pokemon are around here, and then I will come back and see if I can find some of them. Okay, so after doing some research, I have sort of figured out how the wild area works. So basically, there's a very wide range of Pokemon that can be caught out here. Yes, I already figured that out. Very wide range of Pokemon that can be caught out in the wild area. However, which Pokemon are available on any given day is heavily dependent. I might as well catch Tyrogue. Which Pokemon can be caught is heavily dependent on what the weather is like. Now, there are several different weather conditions that could happen. You've got standard weather, cloudy or overcast, rain, which is what I have right now, thunderstorm, snow, and sun. And then there are also 3 other weather conditions that require some sort of, or 3 other kinds of weather that require some sort of special condition to get, which are sandstorm, hail, and fog. Fog specifically requires you beat the game. I do not know about... oh, perfect. Not sure about sand or hail. But basically, unfortunately, the 2 Pokemon that I really want to catch in the current wild area are not available in the rain. So I have to change the weather in order to catch them. How do you change the weather? Well... the weather in Sword and Shield runs on a daily cycle. So every day it picks a new weather condition for the wild area. And if you're playing the game correctly, send to the box. If you're playing the game the way it's intended, if you didn't get the Pokemon you want on any given day, you just have to come back another day to see what Pokemon you can get. However, I don't feel like playing this game like that. So what I'm going to do is go into the Switch's calendar settings and adjust them until I get the weather I want. And I will take a break from recording and come back when I have done just that. Okay, so my first goal has been accomplished. So, to explain what happened here, I did two things to make this happen. We've got a Ralts on our hands. This is what I was hoping for. It's put me to sleep, which is not what I was hoping for. So in order to make this happen, because Ralts is, of course I don't have any items for this. Ralts is one of the harder Pokemon to encounter here in this first part of the wild area. First thing I had to do was change the weather from rainy to cloudy. Now, as I mentioned before, the way you do this is by adjusting the date. Please do not do a lot of damage. Okay, that's fine. The way you do this is by adjusting the date in your Nintendo Switch settings. I had mine set to, I think, sync date and time from the internet, so I just had to switch that off. Now, the real question here is, if I bite it, will that just kill it, or will... I can't take the risk. The first thing I had to do is change the settings to the date settings. Now, the thing with the date settings is that normally, if you're... Oh, this is going to be an annoying fight. Normally, if you're changing around the date settings, it's just kind of random, because the weather shifts around from day to day. However, someone, and I will link this in the description, someone actually found that on certain days of the year, specifically the first day of each month in 2020, I don't know why it's like this, but it's so specific, the weather is actually fixed. So, for example, I set my calendar to March 1st, 2020, and it gave me cloudy weather, just like the guy said it would. Oh, thank God I didn't have to throw more than one ball at that. Excellent. So this is good. Now we have a Ralts on our team. Ralts and its evolutions are some of my favorite Pokemon, and they have only become... I have only liked them more over time now that they have a secondary Fairy typing, because Fairy types are just so very good, so versatile. One of my favorite additions from recent generations. There we go. This is what I've named my Ralts in, like, pretty much every Pokemon game since I've started playing. Just one of those nicknames I can't let go of. I'm going to swap out Nickit for this. Alrighty then. And now there is one more. Now I think what I will do is... The other thing I'm going to do here, and let me see if it's still there. Just want to make sure. Because another thing I should point out of the wild area, in addition to these Gigantamax battles, there are also Pokemon that will pop up on the overworld outside of the tall grass. Yeah, see, there's one. Pop out outside the tall grass that are stronger than the Pokemon in the grass, and usually like an evolution stage above what you would find in the tall grass, if they do evolve. So for example, this Roselia that you see over here, you can only find it over here. Now these Pokemon are a little stronger than the surrounding ones. I do want to get that Roselia because I do really like Roselia as far as grass types go. One of my favorites. But because those are a little stronger, I'm going to do some training in the grass. Just do a little bit of level grinding here and there before I try to catch that, because I did try to catch that off screen before and embarrassingly got my ass handed to me. So I'm not going to do that again. Not going to let that happen again. So I'm going to cut away and come back when I've gained some levels. Oh, got our first evolution. Couldn't do this off screen. That'd just be sacrilege. ALMAO evolved into Dottler. And it gets a Psychic type. Excellent. Does it learn a Psychic move right away? I don't count that. I don't count that either. I count that. $166W. Now I have to look up what that means. Alright, we've got another evolution. This time it's T-Lizard. Yeah, he's not sad anymore. Drizzile. Highly intelligent, but also very lazy, it keeps enemies out of its territory by laying traps everywhere. So it's the Shikamaru Pokemon. Alright, now that I'm sufficiently leveled up, it's time to take on this Roselia. And I just realized I have the wrong Pokemon in front, because this thing needs to be paralyzed. So we're going to switch over to Old Yeller. Hopefully not immediately die to a Magical Leaf or a Giga Drain. Okay, that's good. Or actually, I think it was a Mega Drain. Yeah, this thing is like weirdly strong for just level 15, so the incentive is very high for me to catch this thing. I might actually just take Old Yeller off my team for a little bit and use Roselia instead. Because it seems to have the stats. I'm all about those stats. Alright. Back to ALMAO. This is the thing about this game, is that normally when I play a Pokemon game, I go through the whole dex beforehand, I do all this research. Okay, good. So it can take a Magical Leaf, so we should be in good position. I do all this research ahead of time, right? And I look through all the Pokemon that are available, and I figure out which ones, how I want to build my team. I create what I think to be an optimal setup. This game, for whatever reason, has so many different options that all seem pretty appealing to me that I actually have kind of a hard time choosing a consistent roster. So part of me just wants to like catch a whole bunch of stuff that all seems kind of good. Oh my god. Okay, you don't understand. When I did this battle off screen, I had it paralyzed. I got it down to roughly the same health total. It broke out of, I want to say, like 10 Pokeballs. It was ridiculous, and then it catch it on the first one this time. Yeah, it's more useful than Tail Whip. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that was absolutely wild. Oh my god. Yes, I know exactly what I'm going to nickname you. Once again, I'm exactly at character limit, and I hope the 3 Drag Race fans in the audience really appreciate this joke. We're going to... Actually, Rip Skarmory doesn't really... I don't know. This is a good question. I'll take out Old Yeller for now. Again, we're sort of playing it by ear as far as the party goes. Got a whole bunch of options. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is the last Pokemon I want to catch here that I really want to get before I move on is actually an Ice type. So that requires, we have snowy weather. So I'm going to screw around with the clock a bit and be right back. Alright, so this thing might be a tad tricky to fight because I can't paralyze it. So I just gotta be careful not to knock it out. That's the important part. It's also going to mud slap me, which may be annoying. Oh, perfect. Okay. Now, let's see if this thing puts up a fight in terms of catching it. 1, 2, 3. Yes! All right. Nice and easy. No troubles there. Oh, nice. Rip Skarmory gained another level. Oh, yes. Pluck. Excellent. Pluck is a pretty good offensive move. It's got 60 power, so it's just as strong as Wing Attack. And it has sort of this fringe benefit where if your opponent is holding a berry, you steal their berry and eat it yourself, which is pretty nice, actually. What does the Pokedex have to say about this thing? Dashes off headlong to find the source of the aroma. Sounds about right. And I already know what I'm going to name this thing. It's not a one-man apocalypse quite yet, but give it some time. It will be. Alright, so I'm back. Now, first of all, apologies for all of the dicking around going on in this episode, because the wild area, there's a lot going on there. It took me a while to figure things out, and I've also been sort of reshuffling what I want to do with my party in the middle of all this, so there's a lot of, we're playing it by ear, we're figuring things out as we go along. It's going to be a little messy, but I think I've got a party that I'm happy with for the moment. Basically, until we get a little later in the game where some other Pokemon will come along that I want to add to my team, my party for the foreseeable future will be T-Lizard, Roadhog here, the Swinub, Gene Simmons, the Galarian Zigzagoon, Tiny Dancer, who off-screen I swapped out for a male Ralts for reasons that if you're familiar with Pokemon, you already know. If not, don't worry about it. Rip Skarmory, the Rookie D, who should hopefully be evolving soon. And I definitely want to get him swole because the first gym leader is a grass type, and a strong flying type will come in very handy. And Sasha Velour, the Roselia, who I'm probably going to call a Roserade about 50,000 times, because that's just how I operate. I've also switched the date and time back to the natural game clock, so no more of this shifting around the calendar unnaturally to catch the things I want, at least for the moment. Now, although I've got all of the Pokemon I want out of the wild area, there are a couple of other things I wanted to do before I leave. Specifically, there are trainers in the wild area, and I want to see if I can battle one of them. For example, this lady. I'm crazy strong and flush with cash. Why won't you battle me? Sure. Alright, now hopefully she is not dramatically over-leveled and will thus destroy me. Okay, yes, I've heard about this. This is a lady who you can find, I believe, in other parts of the wild area too. I'm going to send in Rip Skarmory against this. But she just has all 3 starters, which is fun. Lets you see the starter you, neither you or your rival picked. Now, unfortunately, because today's date is, the weather today is hailing, so we're gonna have to take some chip damage during this battle. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Nice! Excellent damage. I have a good feeling about Rip Skarmory going forward. Roadhog grew to level 9, excellent. Roadhog is gonna be a bit of a slow burn. Gonna take a while to get that one going, but once we get that thing evolved, it'll be a real beast. It'll finally live up to its name. Alright, send in Scorbunny. We will destroy this thing the way that I've been destroying my rival Scorbunny up until now. Oh, that's cool. It, like, throws a little grenade. Very cool. Love the little additions they've made to the animations here and there. Another level for T-Lizard, another level for Gene Simmons. And then her last one will be a Sobble. So we're going to switch over to Sasha Velour. Get him. Alright, and then we have... I'll just use Magical Leaf. the move that 100% sounds like a sort of cheeky name for weed. But nah, it's just a 60 power grass move that can't miss. Alright, excellent. And we got a pretty good amount of money for that, too. There are heaps of items lying around the wild area. Okay, so she's just mentioning how there's all these sell items you can... That was weird. You can get by wandering around the wild area. Alright, and then the last thing I want to try out is one of these max raid battles, because I feel like I would be missing out if I went through the whole first part of the wild area without doing a single one of these. So we're going to see if I can get this to work. Max raid battles. Defeat a Dynamax Pokemon and you'll get a chance at catching it. Additionally, there are some rare items that you can only obtain by battling Dynamax Pokemon. Alright, we're going to see if we can get some other people. Looks like we're going to be going up against, that looks like a Ninjask? Actually, wait. See now, if they let, see here's the thing, if they let you see what you're going to battle ahead of time, that makes me wonder if it's worthwhile to sort of scope things out, check out the different Dynamax dens, or whatever they're called, and see if we might be able to get something a little more appealing than a Ninjask. Who knows? Also, just gives us more time to check out the wild area, which I think is really cool. Okay, just more Ninjasks. Yeah, there's, if you go on Cerebi, there's a whole list of which Dynamax, or not, yeah, which Dynamax Pokemon you can get in all the different dens. While I'm out here, I might as well meander my way towards the next town, which is up this way. Alright, sure. I guess the skies have cleared. Let's see if we can get something cool over here. No, don't really feel like that one. If I don't find anything else interesting, I'll just take the last one before we get to the town. I think this person is another item trader. Nice, 2 big pearls. Getting so much money from this place. Gyarados, I kind of want you, but you're so far away. 50 watts. Yeah, it looks like you only get 50 watts for the non-active Dynamax dens, and you get 300 for talking to the active ones. But either way, no shortage of watts to be found. Seems like they're pretty generous with that currency. Alright, if this... I'll just do this one regardless of what happens. Oh, that could be cool. Yeah, let's invite some people. And I don't know how long this will take, so I'll just cut ahead to whenever this battle starts. Alright, well, it looks like I'm not having a max raid battle because no one wanted to join. That's mildly disappointing. From what I've read, this is apparently not uncommon as far as max raid battles go. Maybe if I'm fighting a juicier Pokemon, there would be more people interested, but alas, for a, for one of these weak Pokemon in the starting area, no such luck. Oh, now you explain how watts work. On God, these people. Alright, what do we got over here? Yeah, what can I spend my watts on? Ooh, Thunderbolt, Crunch, Leaf Blade, Stone Edge, and... Holy sh... Okay. Okay, hold up. So I can just buy endgame TMs here? Okay, right. I forgot. So these are not TMs, these are TRs. They're technical records. The difference is that in past games, so it used to be that TMs were single use, right? You use them once. Camping King. No. All right, I'll have to. Okay, I don't even have time to think about making curry and shit. I don't even know where to start with that. In the past, TMs, you would like, they were single use, and then in Generation 5, they changed it so that you could use your TMs as much as you want. Which I was sort of, I was kind of torn on that decision, because part of me was hyped on it just because of the pure convenience of it. Like, it's just really nice to be able to use your TMs whenever you want, and on however many Pokemon you want, especially if you're, like, trying to raise a competitive team, because raising a competitive team in-game is just a huge pain in the ass, and in large part because in the past, if you could only, like, how do I explain this? Like, there would be so many Pokemon that you'd need to teach, like, really good moves like Earthquake or Thunderbolt or Flamethrower, or not so much Flamethrower, but like Ice Beam, that having single-use TMs was a real hassle, because you'd have to, like, breed your TM moves over to other Pokemon or, like, trade around. It was just a whole ordeal. So they got rid of that, which is really convenient, but part of me, like, there was a part of me that liked single-use TMs from a single-player perspective, because in the single-player environment, where you're not breeding your Pokemon to try to, like, get an optimal team or anything like that, in that sort of environment, it's a completely different dynamic, where now, with limited use TMs, you essentially have a limited resource. And that requires you to sort of think and plan things out a little bit more, because you've added an element of resource management. You can't just give every Pokemon... Like, every Pokemon that can know Earthquake is probably going to be better off with Earthquake than without it. With, like, a few exceptions. So you actually have to sort of think about things a little bit more. What's up, man? Okay, Sludge... Oh my god, I can get Sludge Bomb here, Leech Life. Oh man, so many good moves. Yeah, part of me just wants to run around farming as many watts as possible, which, in case you could not tell, is what I'm doing now, because I wanna snag one of these endgame moves. That's just, like, how am I supposed to say no to this? Regardless, the point is they've changed things up a bit. In this game, you now have two types of TMs. You have actual TMs, technical machines, and then you have TRs, technical records. And technical records are like the old games where you can only use them once. And those moves tend to be a little more powerful than the moves you would get from TMs. We'll get a few more berries. I don't want to... So, yeah, I think where I'm at now, I've sort of wandered into an area that I think is a little bit stronger than where I should be at the moment. Let me look at the town map. Okay. So I don't want to extend out too far and get into a fight that I can't win. So I gotta be a little careful here. See, again, this game, it's like a little frustrating. I will say, I get why they've made it so that you can't catch Pokemon that are above a certain level if you don't have enough gym badges, because the way that the wild area is set up, yeah, you could absolutely just catch a high-level Pokemon at this point in the game and then steamroll everything else. But there's also a part of me that's like, oh shit, the leftovers! Guess my wandering around has paid off. I should do this a little more then. It's like, part of me gets like, yeah, for the purposes of game balance, it's probably best that you can't just catch one of these really high-level Pokemon early on, and that you have to go back and get them later. But then there's another part of me that's a huge munchkin that's like, nah, let me catch the high-level thing and just destroy everyone. There are definitely some games where I will absolutely sequence break and take advantage of mechanics and stuff like that. Pokemon obviously has not been one of them in the past because these games are very, like, anti-sequence break. You can't really skirt around the barriers that the game puts up for you in most cases. Okay, let's do a few more. And we'll call it quits. I think 3 shakes is usually the most you can get away with, it looks like. Don't know if I'm off on that. Alright. I'm not sure how high level the Pokemon are over here. I think even in this first area, the Pokemon can get up to, like, the 20s, which I don't really want to screw around with right now. I'm just not feeling that. Pokeball, excellent. Let's see. Now, I'm not sure. I may have already used up all of the, it looks like there might be a couple more over there. Oh, this one has a bunch. Okay, that. So, okay, you see how one of those, Max Raid dens has some stuff coming off the laser? I'm very curious what that is. So I have to check that out. Now, I think if I cross that bridge, I don't even know if they'll let me. I know past this bridge is like the next part of the wild area where things get really intense. I think in some parts of the wild area in the north, the Pokemon can get up to like the 50s. See, it's funny. I said I was done dicking around and then proceeded to dick around a whole bunch more because this is just what the wild area encourages. I haven't even gotten to camping yet. I haven't even touched the camping feature. I have no idea how it works. All right. Normal. It's just a Hoot Hoot. Why does this one look different? I'm so confused. All right, I think I may have gathered as many watts as I possibly can. Out of curiosity, will it let me just wander all the way up to the north part of the wild area where I'm not supposed to be yet? Like, will it, because, like, okay. Because I'm right here, because, yeah, so this will lead way up over here. And, like, I've read ahead a bit. There is stuff I want up by Giant's Cap. There's, like, a rare item that you can only get over there that I'd really like to snag. But, like, will it just let me do that? What's so amazing? The Pokemon live on that shrine. They're so strong. You probably won't be able to catch them unless you have several gym badges. But can I just walk over there? Because I don't want to catch the Pokemon. I just want to walk over there. Snorlax. Okay, I'm gonna save the game here because I don't want to screw up. Okay, we're in dangerous territory now. We're gambling a little bit. I am betting on not getting jumped by a wild Pokemon. Do one more. We're also getting hella citrus berries out of this, which is real nice. Because citrus berries are a pretty good hold item. I know in the past, citrus berries would restore, I think it was 30 HP, but I want to say they changed it to a percentage recently. Not recently, but in like, since those were introduced. Because 30 HP is nothing, but a percentage is, like, real nice. How many am I at? Okay, I'm over 3,000 watts, so I have enough for a technical record now. I'm just gonna get as much rare shit as possible on this first run through the wild area. Okay, now I need to not run into any wild Pokemon. My goal is to get to Giant's Cap. Because like I said, there is a very specific item I want out of that place. Come on. Okay, where am I at? Okay, I have to keep left. This is... I am not supposed to be here. But you know what? We're gonna keep pressing onward. This is probably as close to sequence breaking as Pokemon will ever get. And I like it. Like, sure, you can't catch the Pokemon out here, but this is just a fun concept. It's like, no. Like, I legitimately thought before, when I was just, like, reading about the game, I thought that they'd, like, cordon off parts of the wild area until later. But it appears that you can just go literally wherever. They won't stop you. Oh, nice. A Serena. This is, like... God, there are just so many Pokemon where I'm like, oh, it'd be cool to have that. A Gengar, it'd be cool to have that on my team. But it's like, you only got 6 slots, man. Okay, now, I'm in Giant's Cap. Somewhere in here, there is an item that I'm looking for. Now, okay. I believe I read that it is near... Okay, it's near the Lake of Outrage. Lake of Outrage is, like, the strongest part of the wild area. That's where all of the toughest Pokemon live. I think everything around there is in the 50s. So, generally not to be fucked with. But, somewhere in here, I do not know where. Okay, you're... Overheat, Earth Power, Workup, Earthquake! Oh, God. If only I had enough watts for that. Could absolutely destroy... Imagine a level 9 Swinub with Earthquake. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, you can... Oh, man. I'm tempted... Far-fetched Leak. Cool. Yeah, there's a part of me, again, that's a huge chipmunk that just wants to, like, grind for watts. Oh, God, please. Okay. I really don't want to get hit by the Linoon. Okay. Please tell me I did not draw aggro. Okay. There's a part of me that just wants to grind for watts for, like, hours. Okay. Where is this place? Because it's not in the Lake of Outrage, it's just near it. This is what I read. Pretty Feather. Getting more cell items. I already checked this one. Doesn't look like it. Part of me just wants to, like, grind for as many watts as possible and get all of the crazy good TRs. But that would be a little silly. We want to mostly play this game by its own rules. Oh, God. Okay. I think that's what I'm looking for. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! The Dawnstone! So the reason that I got, okay, first I gotta save the game. Okay, so the reason why I spent time getting a male Ralts to replace the original Tiny Dancer. No! And that is why you always save before you do shit like this. Anyway, with that out of the way, I am going to cut, and then I will return. I'm going to make my way back to the southern wild area where it is nice and safe and where I'm supposed to be, and I will pick things up from there. Alright, after an uneventful run back through the wild area, I've returned to East Lake Axwell, near, it looks like, the Motostoke Gate. And before I go in, I'm just going to check in with this guy again to see if there's anything good I can buy for my 3,000 watts. Can get Crunch, I can get, Surf. Do I really want, let's see. I think I'll have to come back here later and farm some more watts before I buy any TRs. None of those, I mean, on the Pokemon I have right now, yeah, I don't think any of these will be particularly useful at the moment. So I'm going to swap Tiny Dancer out front to get him some more XP. Save the game. And head into Motostoke. Alright, well, if nothing else, this city looks awesome. I know they already showed it off a bit in the trailers and stuff, but like, goddamn, a Pokemon game has never looked this pretty. I don't care what people say about the graphics, this gets me hyped. Oh, hey, it's Sonia. Let's see. Real ace of you to make it through the wild area. Let's see here. Something I bet I can get your real trainer and all. Is this another tutorial? Oh, she has a Yamper. Let's see here. Rotomi are kind of oh, the thing that I already... Why don't you try playing around with your league card a bit? That's interesting. Show off your achievements by making a league card. Oh, yes, I've seen some people talking about these. Alright, so... Think about how exciting it was. Actually stand on Stadium's pitch for the first time. Ah, yes, because in this game, everything is soccer-themed. So they're not just gyms, they're stadiums with pitches, not fields, because we're in the UK. Very important. Alright. So let's play around with the league card a little bit. Pokejobs. We have capitalism. Pokemon are in high demand as helpers in the Galar region. Jobs we update every day. Good things oh my god. We're looking for normal type Pokemon. Together we can make cloth that you can use any way you like. Okay, I think I can do that. Actually, wait, I don't have... the only normal type I have is Gene Simmons, and I want him in the party. So we're not going to do this right now. I might check back in with Pokejobs. If I find some Pokejobs that apply to my stuff, I will let you guys know. But for now, that doesn't appear to be in the cards. The pose says I'm ready to fight. The eyes say I'm dead inside. Yeah, let's just get... print it! Alright, we've got ourselves a league card. And with that, I think I'm going to leave off here because Motostoke is huge. Oh my god. Motostoke is huge, and it will probably take quite a while to explore, and I've already spent a significant amount of time screwing around in the wild area trying to figure things out. So this episode is probably already long enough. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode. Hopefully we'll figure out what there is to do in Motostoke. Later.